Right, exercise 10.3 under that question number 1. Evaluate the following. So in part 1 we have 3 fractions. All of them have the same denominator. That means the resultant fraction will have the same denominator as well. Okay, so what will be the numerator? 2 plus 7, that is 9. 9 plus 5, that is 14. Now, if we consider the answer or the resultant fraction, what type it is? It is improper fraction. So, we need to convert that into what? A mixed number. So, 1 and 5 by 9. Part 2. Here also we have 2 fractions. Both of them have the same denominator. So, the resultant fraction or the answer will have the same denominator as well, which is 11. So, what's the numerator? 13 plus 4, that is 17. Again, this is what? Improper fraction. So, we need to convert it into what? Mixed number. So, it will be 1 and 6 by 11. Right. So, this is the third part. So, here we have 2 fractions where the denominators are different. And also, we need to add them. Right? So, what are the denominators? 6 and 12. So, the easiest way is what? Come up with the LCM or least common multiple of these 2 numbers. So, it will be 12 in this case. Right? So, that means we have to convert both of these denominators into what? Into a 12. But actually, we only have to convert the first fraction because this fraction, the denominator is already a 12. Right? So, 7 by 6, I have to multiply both denominator and numerator by what? 2. 7 into 2, that is 14. 6 into 2, that is 12. Now, these 2 fractions are equivalent fractions. So, I can write 14 by 12 instead of 7 by 6. So, the other fraction will be 13 by 12. Now, both of these 2 fractions have the same denominator. So, the answer will have the same denominator, which is 12. What will be the numerator? 27. Again, what's the type of this fraction? Improper fraction. So, definitely we have to convert this into what? Mixed number. So, when we convert this fraction into a mixed number, it will be 2 and 3 by 12. There's another thing that we need to do. 2 and 3 by 12, if we consider the fraction part, we can further simplify that. 3 by 12, we can divide both numerator and denominator by 3. So, what will it be? 1 by 4. So, that means I can simplify this mixed number as what? 2 and 1 by 4. So, this is the answer. So, always remember, when you are writing an answer in this kind of a question, if the fraction is an improper fraction, you have to convert that fraction into what? A mixed number. There also, regarding the mixed number, the fraction part, you have to check whether it can be further simplified. If it can be further simplified, you must do that. So, in this case, this is what? Improper fraction. Improper fraction, you have to convert that into what? A mixed number. We are not done. If you take a look at the mixed number, right, the fraction part can be further simplified. So, this will be the final answer. This is the final complete answer. Right. So, the next question. So, here also we have 2 fractions where the denominators are not equal. So, the easiest way is to come up with the LCM. So, these are the 2 denominator numbers. So, LCM of these 2 numbers is what? 35. So, 2 by 7, I will have to multiply both denominator and numerator by 5. So, I will be getting 10 by 35. In the same manner, 3 by 5, I will have to multiply both numerator and denominator by 7. So, this becomes 21 by 35. So, these 2 fractions are what? Equivalent fractions, and in the same manner, these 2 fractions are also equivalent fractions. So, instead of 2 by 7, I can write 10 by 35. Instead of 3 by 5, I can write 21 by 35. Now, we have 2 fractions where the denominators are equal. So, now we can add them. So 10 plus 21, what is that? 31. So 31 by 35, that's the final answer. Right, so in the next question, we have three fractions where the denominators are different. So these are the three denominator numbers. So the easiest way is to come up with the LCM of these three numbers, which will be what? In this case, it will be 15. So each of these three fractions, we have to convert them into fractions which has a denominator as 15. But on this fraction, we don't have to do any conversions. Why? The denominator is already 15. So 12 by 5, I'll have to multiply both numerator and denominator by 3. So this becomes 36 by 15. 1 by 3, I'll have to multiply both denominator and numerator by 5. So this becomes 5 by. Now these two fractions are what? Equivalent fractions. So under 12 by 5, I can write 36 by 15. And under 1 by 3, I can write 1 by 15. Then 2 by 15. Now all three of these fractions have the same denominator. So the answer will have the same denominator, which is 15. What will be the numerator? Simply we have to add these values. So it will be 43. Right. So all these three fractions now have the same denominator. So the answer will have the same denominator, which is 15. How do we get the numerator? Simply add these values together. So what do we get? 43. Now, if we consider this fraction, what is the type? Improper fraction. So definitely we have to convert this into a mixed number. So it will be 2 and 3 by 15. So this is the answer. So here we have two fractions, just as before, the denominators are different. Right, so 4 and 5, those are the denominator numbers, right? So the easiest method is what? Come up with the least common multiple for 4 and 5. So what will that be? In this case, it is 20, right? So 13 by 4, I will have to multiply both numerator and denominator by 5. So this will be 65 by 20, and 2 by 5, I'll have to multiply both numerator and denominator by 4. So it will be 8 by 20. Now these two fractions are equivalent fractions. In the same manner, these two fractions are also equivalent fractions. So instead of 13 by 4, I can write 65 by 20. And also instead of 2 by 5, I can write 8 by 20. Now both fractions have the same denominator. So I can do the addition process. So the answer will have the same denominator, which is 20. What will be the numerator? 73. So again, this is what? Improper fraction. So I have to convert this into a mixed number. So when I do that, what do we get? 3 and 13 by 20. So that's the answer. Right, part 7. Here also we have three fractions where the denominators are different. So these are the numbers that we can see when we observe the denominators. So the easiest way is what? Come up with the least common multiple of these three numbers. So it will be what? It will be 12. So 3 by 2, I'll have to multiply both numerator and denominator by 6. So this becomes 18 by 12. 5 by 4, so I'll have to multiply both denominator and numerator by 3. So this becomes 15 by 12. Right, so 4 by 3, I'll have to multiply numerator and the denominator by 4. So this becomes 16 by 12. So all these fractions are what? Those are equivalent fractions, right? Now, all these three fractions have the same denominator. So the answer will have the same denominator as well, which is 12. How do we get the numerator? Just as we have done before, simply we need to add the numerators, right? So 15 plus 16, what is that? 31. 31 plus 18. So it will be 49. So the numerator will be what? 49. Now, as you can see, this fraction is what? Improper fraction. So we have to convert that into a mixed number. When we do that, what do we get? 4 and 1 by 12. Okay, number 1. So here, I can break this mixed number into what? 3 plus 2 by 7. To that I can add 3 by 7, right? Then I can add these two fraction parts. So what's the value when we add them? 5 by 7. To that I can add a 3. So what will I get? 3 and 5 by 7. That's the answer. Okay, so the second one. So this mixed number I can break as what? 2 plus 4 by 10. This mixed number I can break as what? 3 plus 3 by 10. Okay. Now I can add the whole number parts separately, and also I can add the fraction parts separately as well. So 2 by 3, that is 5. 4 by 10 plus 3 by 10, what's that? 7 by 10. Now I can add these two together. So what will it be? 5 and 7 by 10. That's the answer. Okay, so the third one. So each of these mixed numbers I will break. So 1 plus 1 by 9 plus 2 plus 2 by 9. So this one I can write as it is, which is 4 by 9. Now I can add these two whole numbers together. Then I can add the fraction parts as well. So you can see that these fraction parts, they have the same denominator. Right, so 1 plus 2, that is 3. Plus, when we add these fraction parts, what do we get? Denominator will be 9. What will be the numerator? 1 plus 2, that is 3. 3 plus 4, that is 7. So what will be the outcome? 3 and 7 by 9. That's the answer. Okay, part 4. I can rewrite this fraction as what? 2 plus 1 by 3. This fraction I can write 3 plus 5 by 9. Then I can add these two whole numbers. Then we will consider the fractions. How we add the fractions? 1 by 3 plus 5 by 9. So we have two fractions where the denominators are different. So the denominators are 3 and 9. So the easiest way is what? Consider the LCM. So of these two numbers, the LCM is what? 9. So 1 by 3, I'll have to multiply both denominator and numerator by 3. So this becomes 3 by 9. 5 by 9, we don't have to do any conversions, right? So 5 plus, instead of 1 by 3, I can write 3 by 9. To that, I'll have to add 5 by 9, right? So I'll continue on this side. So that means what? 5 plus, I can simplify these two fractions. So what will it be? 8 by 9. Now I can write this addition as what? 5 and 8 by 9. So this is the answer. So this fraction I will rewrite as what? 2 plus 1 by 3. Now I will add these two fractions. So 2 plus 7 by 12 plus 1 by 3. So here the denominators are different. What are the two denominators? 12 and 3. So the easiest way is we have to consider the LCM of 12 and 3. Right? So what's the LCM? 12. So I only have to convert 1 by 3. So 1 by 3, I'll multiply both denominator and numerator by 4. So this becomes 4 by 12. Right. So 2 plus 7 by 12, I have to add what? Instead of 1 by 3, I can write 4 by 12. 4 by 12. So I'll continue on this side. So when we add these two fractions, what do we get? 2 plus 11 by 12. So I can simplify these two as what? 2 and 11 by 12. Part 6. So I will rewrite these two mixed numbers. Now I can add these two whole numbers. So 4 plus 2, that will be 6. Then I'll have to consider the two fractions. So these two fractions, the denominators are different. So what are the denominators? 5 and 10. So it will be easier for us to consider the LCM of these two numbers. So what will it be? 10. So 3 by 5, I'll have to multiply both denominator and numerator by 2. So this becomes what? 6 by 10. Okay. if we consider 1 by 10, we don't have to do any conversions, right? So 6 plus, instead of 3 by 5, I can write 6 by 10 plus 1 by 10. So now I will continue over this side. So 6 plus, when I add these two fractions, what will I get? 7 by 10. So when I simplify this, what do I get? 6 and 7 by 10. Okay, part 7. So first of all, I will rewrite this fraction. So 2 plus 1 by 4, to that I will add 2 by 3. Now I will add these two fractions. So of these two fractions, the denominators are different. So 4 and 3, those are the two denominators. So the easiest way is, just as we have done before, to consider what? The LCM of these two numbers, which will be 12. So 1 by 4, I'll multiply both numerator and denominator by 3. So this becomes 3 by 12. 2 by 3, I'll multiply both numerator and denominator by 4. So this becomes 8 by 12. Now these two fractions are equivalent fractions, and in the same manner these two fractions are equivalent fractions. So 2 plus, instead of 1 by 4, I can write 3 by 12 plus, instead of 2 by 3, I can write 8 by 12. Now I can add these two fractions since both of them have the same denominator, right? So 2 plus 12, so that's the denominator. What will be the numerator? 11. So now I can simplify these two as what? 2 and 11 by 12. Right, part 8. So we have to add these two fractions. So we will rewrite them in this manner. Now we can add these two whole number parts. So 5 plus 3, it will be what? 8. Now we can add the fraction parts. So before we do that, just as before, we have to consider the denominators. So those two are what? Different. The denominators are different. So what are the two denominator numbers? 3 and 5. So the easiest way is consider the LCM of these two numbers, which is what? 15. So 2 by 3, I'll multiply both denominator and numerator by what? 5. So this becomes what? 10 by 15. 2 by 5, I'll have to multiply both denominator and numerator by 3. So this becomes 6 by 15. So 8 plus 2 by 3. So instead of 2 by 3, I can use 10 by 15 plus, instead of 2 by 5, I can use 6 by 15. Okay, so I will continue on this side. So I can simplify these two fractions. So 8 plus 16 by 15. Now 16 by 15, what is that? An improper fraction. So I can rewrite this as what? 8 plus 15 by 15 plus 1 by 15, no? So 8 plus 15 by 15 means what? 1 plus 1 by 15. So I can simplify these two whole numbers as what? 9. 9 plus 1 by 15. So what will be the outcome? 9 and 1 by 15. So this is the answer. Okay, part 9. Right? So I will rewrite these two fractions. Now I can add these two whole numbers. So 2 plus 1, it will be 3. Right, so now I can consider adding the two fraction parts. So as you can see, both of them, the denominators are different. So 7 and 4, those are the two denominator numbers or values. So the easiest way is, just we have done before, to consider the LCM of these two numbers, which will be what? 28. So 2 by 7, I will multiply both denominator and numerator by 4. So this becomes 8 by 28. 3 by 4, I'll multiply both denominator and numerator by 7. So this becomes 21 by 28. Now these two fractions are equivalent fractions, and also these two fractions are equivalent fractions, right? So 3 plus, instead of 2 by 7, I can write 8 by 28 plus, instead of 3 by 4, I can write 21 by 28. So I will continue on this side. So 3 plus, I can simplify these two fractions. Their denominators are equal. So it will be what? 29 by 28. Again, 3 plus, I can rewrite this fraction as what? 28 by 28 plus 1 by 28. 28 by 28 means what? 1. So 3 plus 1 plus 1 by 28. So I can simplify this as what? The whole numbers. 4 plus 1 by 28. So I can simplify these two as what? 4 and 1 by 28. Okay, part 10. So we will rewrite these two fractions. So now I will add these two whole numbers. So 4 plus 3, it will be 7. Right, so now I will consider adding these two fractions. So the denominators are different. So the denominators are what? 10 and 4. So we will consider the LCM of these two numbers, which will be what? In this case, it will be 20. Right? So 3 by 10, I'll multiply both denominator and numerator by 2. So this becomes 6 by 20. So 1 by 4, I'll multiply both denominator and numerator by 5. So this becomes what? 5 by 20. Now these two fractions are what? Equivalent fractions, and in the same manner these two fractions are equivalent fractions. Right? So I can write 7 plus 6 by 20 plus 5 by 20, no? So I will continue on this side. So 7 plus 11 by 20. So that means what? 7 and 11 by 20. That's the answer. Okay. So just as before, I will rewrite these fractions. Now I will add these two whole numbers. So it will be 7. Then we will consider adding the fraction parts. So here the denominators are different. So 5 and 7, those are the denominator numbers. So we can consider the LCM. So it will be 35. Right, so 2 by 7, I'll multiply both denominator and numerator by 7. So it becomes what? 14 by 35. Then 3 by 7, I'll multiply both denominator and numerator by 5. So this becomes 15 by 30. Okay, so 7 plus, instead of 2 by 5, I can use 14 by 35. Plus, instead of 3 by 7, I can write 15 by 35. So I'll continue on this side. So 7 plus, I can simplify these two fractions as what? 29 by 35. So I can rewrite this as what? 7 and 29 by 35. This is the answer. Okay, so the next one, just as before, we will rewrite the fractions. Now we can add these two whole numbers. So 2 plus 3, it will be 5. Now we can add the fraction parts. So these are what? Unequal fractions. So what are the denominators? 12 and 8. So we will consider the LCM of these two numbers, which will be what? 24. So 7 by 12, I'll multiply denominator and numerator by 2. So it becomes 14 by 24. 5 by 8, I'll multiply both denominator and numerator by 3. So this becomes 15 by 24. So I can write 5 plus 14 by 24 plus 15 by 24. Right, so I will continue on this side. So 5 plus, I can simplify these two fractions as what? 29 by 24. Right, so now I can rewrite this fraction as what? 24 by 24 plus 5 by 24. 24 by 24 means what? 1. So 5 plus 1 plus 5 by 24. 5 plus 1 means what? 6. 6 plus 5 by 24 means what? 6 and 5 by 24. Question number 13. So we will rewrite these three fractions. So now I can add these whole numbers. So 1 plus 2, it will be 3. 3 plus 2, it will be 5. So now we have three fractions. So here what do we have? 2 by 3 or 2/3 plus 1/3 or 1 by 3. That means what? Again entire 1. I can write 5 plus 1 plus 5 by 6. I will continue on this side. 5 plus 1 means what? 6. 6 plus 5 by 6. What will it be? 6 and 5 by 6. That's the answer. So we will rewrite these two fractions. Now we can add these two whole numbers. So 3 plus 1, it will be 4. So now we have to add these three fractions. So these three fractions are unequal fractions. So these are the denominators. So it is easier for us to consider the LCM, right? So what will be the LCM? 12. So 1 by 4, I'll multiply both denominator and numerator by 3. So this becomes 3 by 12. So 1 half, I'll multiply both numerator and denominator by 6. So this becomes 6 by 12. So actually you don't have to do this by writing. You must be able to come up with 1 half as 6 by 12 without doing the work, right? Okay, so the next one, 1 by 6, I'll have to multiply both denominator and numerator by 2. So this becomes 2 by 12. So I can write 4 plus 3 by 12 plus 6 by 12 plus 2 by 12. So now I will continue on this side. So that means 4 plus denominator is 12. What will be the numerator? 11. So when we simplify this, what do we get? 4 and 11 by 12. That's the answer. So here also we will rewrite these fractions. So now I can add these three whole numbers. So it will equal to 10, no? Okay. So here we have three fractions. All three are unequal fractions. So these are the three denominators. So what will be the least common multiple? In this case, it will be 12. So 5 by 6, I'll multiply both denominator and numerator by 2. So this becomes 10 by 12. 3 by 4, I'll multiply both denominator and numerator by 3. So this becomes 9 by 12. 1 by 3, I'll multiply both denominator and numerator by 4. So this becomes 4 by 12. So now I can rewrite this as what? 10 plus, instead of 5 by 6, I can write 10 by 12. Instead of 3 by 4, I can write 9 by 12 plus, instead of 1 by 3, I can write 4 by 12. So now I can simplify on this side. So I can write 10 plus denominator is 12, numerator is what? 19, 19 plus 4, it will be 23. So this is an improper fraction. So I can write 10 plus 12 by 12 plus 11 by 12, no? So I can rewrite this expression as what? 10 plus 1 plus 11 by 12. 10 plus 1, what is that? 11. 11 plus 11 by 12, what is that? 11 and 11 by 12. That's the answer. Okay, question number 2. A seamstress states that 1 and 1/6 meters of material is required for a shirt and 2 and 3/4 meters of material is required for a dress. Find the amount of material of a certain type that is required for a shirt and a dress. So simply what do we have to do? We have to add these measurements together. So we have 1 and 1/6. So these are meters and this is regarding the shirt. For the dress we have 2 and 3/4. And for the dress we have 2 and 3/4 of a meter. So simply what do we have to do? We have to add these values together. Okay, so I can rewrite this as what? 1 plus 1 by 6 plus also this mixed number I can rewrite as what? 2 plus 3 by 4. Now I can simplify the whole number parts separately and the fraction parts separately. So 1 plus 2, that is 3. 3 plus, so we have to add these two fractions. So 1 by 6 plus 3 by 4. So here we have two fractions where the denominators are different. So we have to consider the least common denominator. So the denominators are 6 and 4. So the least common denominator will be what? 12, right? So 1 by 6, I have to multiply both denominator and the numerator by 2. 1 into 2, that is 2. 6 into 2, that is 12. Now these two fractions are what? Equivalent fractions. 3 by 4, I will have to multiply both denominator and the numerator by 3. 3 into 3 that is 9, 4 into 3 that is 12. Now these two fractions are what? Equivalent fractions, right? So 3 plus, instead of 1 by 6 I can write 2 by 12, and instead of 3/4 I can write 9 by 12. Right, so I will continue over this side. So 3 plus, so what's the outcome of these two fractions? When we add these two together, we get 11 by 12. So that means 3 and 11 by 12. So the total amount of material required is what? 3 and 11 by 12 meters. That's the answer. Question number 3. A farmer has cultivated paddy in an area of 3.5 square kilometers and vegetables in an area of 1 2/5 square kilometers. Find the total cultivated area. So what do we have to do? We have to add those two areas together. So one we have 3.5 square kilometers, and the other one we have 1 2/5. So both are square kilometers. So we have to add these two. So I can rewrite 3.5 as what? 3 plus 1/2, and 1 and 2 by 5th I can rewrite as what? 1 plus 2 by 5. So I can add the whole number parts, then I can add the fraction parts separately. So 3 plus 1, that will be 4. 4 plus 1/2 plus 2 by 5. Now here we have two fractions where the denominators are different, right? So we have to consider the least common denominator. So of the two numbers 2 and 5, what's the least common denominator? 10. So 1/2. So we have to multiply both numerator and the denominator by 5. So this becomes what? 5 by 10. So 2 by 5, I have to multiply both denominator and numerator by what? 2. 2 into 2, that is 4. 5 into 2, that is 10. Now these two fractions are equivalent fractions, and also these two fractions are equivalent fractions. So 4 plus, instead of half I can write 5 by 10, plus instead of 2 by 5 I can write 4 by 10. Now I can simplify these two fractions further. So this becomes what? 4 plus 9 by 10, right? So that means 4 and 9 by 10. So the total area is what? 4 and 9 by 10 square kilometers.